Welcome to radio station 104.5 Hebrew Radio, man, for another Hebrew moment. Hebrew history. Hebrew history.
All right, so before we go into the historical accounts of what these early colonists, explorers, settlers described as the characteristics of these aborigines or indigenous people they were encountering, the colors, how they were, the complexion, their stature, the body type, and everything, we're gonna go over some words that they're gonna mention a lot, such as, copper colored. So, as we all know, if you don't know the color of copper, right? Let's take a look at a few examples, right? Copper. We know that the penny is made out of copper, and even the old pennies were even a little bit darker. So it does make sense, when they say copper colored, who they're referencing, right? And we just need to use our senses for that. They also mention a lot, of course, brown skin. We know as well who is brown skin and what colors usually the shades of brown are. We have a reference of as well as Swarti, and Swarti, basically the meaning of Swarti just means dark skin or black or a dark complexion. They're also the reference of the Aborigines being of cinnamon color, right? We know what that looks like as well, you know, as well as the different shades of cinnamon, as you can see in this cinnamon color palette. And of course, we all know the term the red man, right? They used to call the Indians the red man, but when they're talking about red, they're really basically talking almost copper or a brownish red, not red like an apple or red like a red rose, but they're talking about that mahogany, right? Cinnamon, copper color kind of red. And I wanted to read something to you here from New York Times regarding the color Crayola had called Indian red. So it says here, chestnut replaces a color Crayola called Indian red. From New York Times, July 27, 1999. After sifting through more than 250,000 suggested names, Crayola has renamed its reddish brown crayon to avoid misunderstandings over the color's origin. The color Indian red, which Crayola said was based on reddish brown pigment commonly found near India, was dropped because teachers complained students thought it described the skin color of American Indians. So you see how they're trying to like bullshit that they're trying to say that it resembles something in India. But we know exactly what they meant when they named this Crayola Indian red. Look at the color, it's almost brown, right? Continuing, it says the new name will appear on 15 million crayons each year beginning in September. It is only the third time in the company's 96-year history that a color has been changed. Only the third time. So why is this so controversial? And why did they have to change it? They knew eventually you would wake up and notice and put two and two together. Nearly 100,000 people from age 3 to 90 submitted names, including 155 people who suggested chestnut. Other popular suggestions included red clay, clay red, and Mars red. Others rejected names included ginger spice, crab claw red, old penny, there you go, old penny, and baseball mitt. One person even suggested the crayon formerly known as Indian red in honor of the rock musician formerly known as Prince. Very funny. Again, so I just wanted to put this into perspective before I start getting into the historical accounts of the physical characteristics of the indigenous by the early settlers, explorers, conquistadors. Alright, so let's get on with the video. From Carlos Cuervo Marquez, 1858 to 1930, ethnologist, botanist, military general, and historian, it says the Negro type is seen in the most ancient Mexican sculpture. The Negroes figure frequently in the most remote traditions of some American pueblos. It is to this race doubtlessly belongs the most ancient skeletons, distinct from the red American race, which have been found in various places from Bolivia to Mexico. It is likely that we repeat America was a Negro continent. Again, we repeat, America was a Negro continent. Carlos Cuervo Marquez from the Estudios Arqueológicos y Etnográficos, Volume 1, Madrid, 1920. So, another correlation here. You know, everybody, but we always got static telling us you can't believe everything you read on the internet, right? So the good thing is I was actually able to find this book in Spanish, and let's read it together. So this is the cover of the book, Estudios Arqueológicos y Etnográficos. So let's get right into it. Alright, so I went to right to page 23, chapter 5, and it says here, Los Negroides en America, or the Negroes in America. Alright, so this is the part that I'm going to translate. So take a look at it. So what I did is I copy pasted this and brought it to Google Translate. Alright, let's take a look. So it translates to, says, several isolated but concordant facts allow us to suppose that before the formation and development of the three great ethnographic groups of which we have just spoken, the Pampas, Andeans, and Caribs, a large part of America was occupied by an inferior race of Negroid type. Okay? The conquerors found scattered throughout the New World small tribes that from the first moment were, and continuing, this is what I'm going to translate now, continuing. So again, remember we ended up with were, so again it continues, were considered as belonging to the black race,